So adjusting during a chemo cycle. I'm gonna have to make this video short because for some reason my webcam's being kind of shaky and my camera unfortunately is out of battery. So, let's see. Habits. One thing you can adjust during a chemo cycle is your habits. Now, what this means is a lot of guys, especially, are very, very let's sit and wait and see type people with medical issues. With chemotherapy, that's not going to fly. Your immune system is shot, as in you do not have one until a couple weeks after chemo in reality, once your blood counts start returning to normal levels. Now, what this means is that whenever you feel something coming up, you have to act fast. Whether it's mouth sores, whether it's heartburn, whether it's a simple common cold. And remember, anything over 105 degrees or 100.5 degrees sends you immediately to the ER. And with mouth sores, they hurt. And there's nothing you can do about it. So you need to be as preventative for them as you possibly can. And what that means is one easy tip that you can do is a saline wash. So basically just salt, mix some salt and some water together and gargle twice a day. That's all it takes, really. And then if it's really severe for you, baking soda. With a common cold, I mean, these are just speaking from my personal experience. In my first cycle, I think almost got near a common cold right there. But I felt something coming on, I canceled and I just fell asleep. So, so that's something else that you can do to help control your symptoms during a chemo cycle and prevent side effects from getting too bad. Other things that you can do is control the foods that you eat. And by that I mean, obviously, same deal. Change your habits. If bell peppers give you heartburn, don't eat bell peppers. Don't eat bell peppers and then take a Pepto Bismol. I remember my AP Bio teacher, love the guy to death. He's actually also a cancer survivor. He used to tell us about this one advertisement where this guy would eat like peppers, and he'd be like, "Oh, my mom's peppers make me really, 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 are like so good, but they give me such bad heartburn. It's a good thing I had this Pepto Bismol here." Yeah, that doesn't work. You do not mess with your system under any circumstances during chemotherapy. Things can get out of hand very, very quickly, and I'm not kidding about that. So, do not aggravate your system in any way. Believe me, it is not worth it. I've seen people next to me, like sitting right next to me, they decide that they want a treat one day, so they eat a burger, and then about half an hour to an hour later, they're not in good shape. I mean, I don't know why they chose to eat the burger if they can tell that that burger's not best for them. But some people got to give in to cravings. Of course, remember, if you can't hold a craving down and the craving is going to make you sick, that kind of trumps the whole calorie deal that we talked about in the earlier post. So, things you can do to cope with side effects. One thing that you can do to help cope with some basic side effects like nausea is changing the way you sit. Believe it or not, this really does help. Sitting in an upright position like this is very, very stressful for me. However, I'm doing it right now just to show you guys that it's possible. If you tilt to the side, however, for some reason that helps out a lot, and I think it's just something that you got to figure out on your own. Look for a lot of the little things that you can do throughout your day that will grant you simple pleasures. Little add up. Trust me, they do. Believe in it. Because the more you focus on how good the little things are, the less the big things are going to be as painful. Okay? And not painful as in like pain, but painful as in new. Now, adjusting between chemo cycles. I think for overall betterment of of treatment during chemo cycles and overall better handling of chemo cycles, this is kind of the most important stage. And good for you, you have about a week to really have some self-reflection on it. because Bleo weeks aren't that tough, unless you have Bleo fever and Bleo chills. But I didn't, so I got kind of lucky. Sorry, fatigue setting in, and I'm just tired. It's been a long day, very interesting and fun and long day. So, between cycles, what you can do is you can self-reflect and think, okay, make a pro and con list. What did I do good this cycle? What did I do bad this cycle? How can I fix this? I remember in my first cycle, I ate a lot of food that wasn't the best for me, but that was comforting food. Because I was like, hey, I'm in chemo. I deserve, like, to eat what I want to eat and, like, have it right now. Not a good idea. It killed my metabolism. It killed, basically, my drive to, like, walk around during the day. It killed my appetite for the next, like, 3 or 4 days. It left me on antiemetics, or anti-nausea medication, for a longer period of time than necessary. And then I thought to myself, okay, well, I know I shouldn't do that, so what can I do this time around that's a little bit better? And so I contacted my nutritionist. And my nutritionist, I mean, she gave me, like, the whole tips with the protein and, like, the carbs, and, oh, okay, have you been eating chicken? Or some kind of, like, protein with every meal? I was like, oh, no, I totally forgot about the protein part. Because I was like, I'm eating... Oh, by the way, for me, I'm a bit of a health freak, so comfort food for me is straight vegetables all the time. I'm an athlete. It happens. So... And she was like, yeah, so have you been eating proteins? I was like, I totally forgot about that in this cycle. That explains it. Because I was getting this really gassy stomach ache, and it was due to a lack of protein and, like, a bad combination of foods in my stomach. All these different comfort food that I really liked, but unfortunately they didn't react well together, holistically. And basically things just got really bad. I'm sorry if this post isn't too helpful, guys. I'm just, like, completely, like, tired. I might redo the post later in a text form, because that'll be a little bit easier to follow. But I guess this is one way of showing you. This is what chemo does to you as far as your mental function. I'm on a little bit of a better side for it, but, you know what I mean? What do you want me to say? Yeah, I've completely lost any train of thought available to me. Sorry, guys. Between chemo cycles. So yeah, pro and con list, it's a very useful thing to do. Because the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. You can make your chemo cycles easier for you by doing things that worked well for you in the last cycle and not doing things that didn't work well for you in the last cycle. I mean, it's a mind-blowing proposition, I'm sure. But so few people follow it, I figure it's worth mentioning and embellishing on, or emphasizing. I'm not even sure what the word is anymore. I need some sleep, guys. See ya.